Hey guys, I got up this morning and turned on my computer 5 seconds after I woke up, like I always do, and looked at my emails and messages there from a lot of you guys, and there was a whole heap of messages telling me that some of my videos had been stolen, and people had copied them and reposted them on other websites, claiming them as their own. Happens sometimes. And then I turned to the front page of YouTube, as I often do when I first log on, just to see what's happening in the world, and there was a whole page of stuff there about the riots in England. And there's a common thread to this, guys. It's all about stealing, you know, it's all about the stealing. And I just want to talk just for a little while, I'll try and keep it as short as possible, about the cost of stealing, because I think a lot of people are under the impression that if you steal something, you're getting something for nothing. You're getting something with no cost. And I don't think that's true. When you steal something, there's always a cost. Now, stick with me, guys. I know some of you guys be going, oh, I don't want to hear this shit. Hear this shit, guys, because there is cost. If you're a person who does steal stuff, whether it be, you know, stealing my videos, you arsehole, or doing other stuff, stealing other stuff, you know, stealing cans from Coke machines, or, you know, stealing stuff that you see lying on the street, or, you know, in the case of the English rioters, you know, smashing in a front window of a shop and going in and stealing a new pair of Nikes, there is a cost, you know. Now, the first most obvious cost that most people are aware of is the cost of getting caught. So if you copy my videos and repost them on other websites, I'm going to report you for copyright infringement, because I made that video. It took a lot of my time to make it. So if you steal it, I'm going to report you for copyright infringement, and you might get banned from YouTube or Break or Metacafe or one of the others for copyright infringement. So the first possible cost to you of stealing is getting caught. So if you steal and get caught, there could be a cost. Now, you know, stealing videos, okay, small cost. You steal a pair of Nikes, you know, the cost could be a fine, a criminal record, which to a lot of young people, they go, oh, I don't give a shit about that, that's sort of cool. But the problem with criminal records is sometime in the future you might want to travel overseas, and you might not be able to because you've got a criminal record. They might not let you in that other country. Try coming to Japan with a criminal record. There's a good chance they won't let you in. And a lot of other countries are the same. They don't want people with criminal records. They don't want thieves in their country. So there's the first thing, is the cost. You know, that, you know, you could end up in jail, or you could end up with a criminal record, or you could end up with some sort of penalty, direct penalty. Okay, and I think most people are aware of that, the possible legal consequences of stealing. Okay, the next one is how the people around you and how you feel about yourself. Now, you know, a lot of young guys, you know, your friends, oh, you know, like, look what I stole, oh, good on you, look at that, you know, wow, look what you stole, good job, well done. But the problem is that even your friends know you're a thief if you steal. Even your friends know you're a thief. Now, is that friend going to trust you in the future? You know, I mean, or does that friend know that you only steal from some people and not from other people, or that you've got sort of somehow thieves' rules where you only steal from big companies, or you only steal from some people, not from others? Do they really know that? I mean, they know you're a thief. They know you steal. Do they really trust you? And other people that find out about you being a thief, how do they see you as a thief? And how do you see yourself? You know, I mean, I think this moves on to another topic, is I'm sure for millions of years there's been thieves. You know, I'm sure back when we were cavemen, that some cavemen would go out and work really hard to go out and, you know, kill a dinosaur and drag it back, and, you know, everybody would be eating the dinosaur that the guy killed. And the guy that killed that dinosaur and brought it back, probably didn't kill dinosaurs, did they? But the guy that killed that animal and brought it back is seen, how's he seen? He's seen as like a pretty cool dude, right? You know, he went out and he killed the animal and he brought it back. Here, look, I've got the animal, you know. He's seen like that. I'm sure there's always been a dude that snuck up from behind when no one was looking and stole some, right? And how's he seen? And more importantly, how do these people see themselves, you know? Like, you know, if I spend a lot of time making a video, I feel pretty good about myself. Someone that comes along and steals my video and reposts it and puts their own name on it and pretends they made it, how do they see themselves? Bit of a loser, you know? And the guy that, you know, and animals are the same, you know? You get the animal, you know, you get the eagle that comes down and catches the animal and, you know, and starts to eat it, and then you get some jackal that comes up and tries to steal it away, you know? So that's the next point. The first possible cost is the legal cost or the penalty, the direct penalty for being a thief. So that's from the law or the police or the rules, somehow the cost. The second one is how people see you as a thieving loser. I mean, you know, even your friends will know you're a thieving loser, that you can't actually do things or, you know, make money or buy those Nikes or make the video yourself, that you've got to steal it. So your friends and the people around you will see you as a thieving loser, and you'll see yourself as a thieving loser. In your own mind, you know you didn't earn those Nikes, you stole them. You know, you didn't make that video. You're pretending you made it. You're putting your name on it, pretending you made it, but you know you didn't make it. You know you stole it. So there's the second thing, is the image as a thieving loser from other people and also within yourself. The next thing's probably not so interesting or not so, you know, probably guys that are thieves probably don't care about this so much. But the next thing is what the thieving results in. And I get a lot of comments on my Japan videos, my videos about Japan. People often say, wow, man, that's awesome, all those vending machines. Why don't we have them in our country? And, you know, look how clean the trains are, man. That's awesome. You know, the trains are all so clean and that's beautiful. What a beautiful place. You know, that's awesome. Why isn't my country like that? Why isn't your country like that? Well, why is that? Is that because if they put that really cool vending machine in that place, that some thief is going to come along and steal from it? That's probably the case, right? And I know this is the case because people are putting that comment on my video. They're saying, wow, that's awesome, that's really cool. If that was in my neighborhood, somebody would steal it. You know, and I know that because it'd be the same in Australia. You know, that's why we didn't have awesome vending machines in the middle of nowhere in quiet little streets, because someone would just pick it up and put it on a truck and drive the whole thing away. You know, YouTube's full of those videos about how to steal from a Coke machine. Well, you know, and I think this goes on to another thing, is that, you know, some people pretend that they're good thieves. So they're good people. They're a thief, but they're a good person. They only steal from companies. They wouldn't steal from a person, but they'd steal from Coca-Cola. That's okay. There's no cost. Well, there is a cost. Because if you keep stealing from that Coke machine, eventually Coke will say, right, we don't want that machine in that neighborhood anymore because the locals are thieves and they keep stealing from it. So let's remove the Coke machine. Then you got no Coke machine. So, you know, you don't have a Coke machine that you can go to at 2 o'clock in the morning when you need one, you know? And the same, this goes for graffiti and stuff too, you know? I mean, people are always saying, well, you know, when I show videos from Japan, wow, Japan's so clean and beautiful and it's really amazing, and look at the trains and no graffiti and everything else. Well, that's because people aren't doing graffiti, you know? That's why it's all so clean and nice, because people aren't graffitiing everything. You know, people aren't stealing and graffitiing and smashing stuff up, so it's a really nice place to live. And this is the other thing, guys, you know, if you're stealing stuff around your neighborhood and graffitiing stuff around your neighborhood, look at what a shithole you'll end up living in. You know, and I know a lot of you guys aren't doing this. I know a lot of you guys aren't thieves and aren't vandals and stuff, but this is a thing to keep in mind. If you're not already aware of this, this is a thing to keep in mind when you see other people doing it, when you see your friends doing it. You know, it's not cool. The result is not cool. You know, the result is not cool. So, you know, look, there's only a small percentage really of people who are watching this that I'm actually talking to. You know who you are. You know, if you're stealing stuff, if you're stealing from Coke machines, or you're breaking into shops that, you know, the old man doesn't have an alarm in there and he's got no idea, or if you're one of the people in England at the moment doing the rioting, or one of the people in America that's done the rioting, or one of the people in Australia that's done the rioting, think about it. You know, rioting and stealing is not a political statement. Protest is a political statement. You know, walking down the street with 1,000 people holding a sign, making a point, and getting yourself on TV for making a point about an important topic, that's making a statement, and that's sort of stuff that changes the world. That's how all the good stuff like, you know, equality and anti-discrimination and all these other things that have, you know, positive changes that have happened in the world have happened by people protesting and holding up a sign and marching and protesting. Peaceful protest will change the world. You know, the Nelson Mandelas and the Kim's, what's her name, El Sung, the lady in Burma, and all these other people that have changed parts of the world with what they've done. You know, Martin Luther King, and you know, all the we've got them in Australia as well. People that have changed stuff, but they haven't done it through violence. They haven't done it through stealing a pair of Nikes. You know, I don't see with the stuff that's going on in England, it's the same stuff. I've seen it in America, I've seen it in Australia, the same thing. Some people are protesting peacefully, and you get the jerks, the thieves, the thieving losers who take advantage of the situation to smash a shop window and steal a TV or steal a pair of Nikes. You know, that sort of stuff. And the other thing is, the problem with doing that is that actually has the opposite effect. That the average person who's at home watching TV sees people do that, and they then think that everybody involved in that protest is a jerk. Is just a thieving jerk. Oh, look at those assholes. You know, and the people that do the stealing and the thieving and the smashing are the people that do harm to that cause. So those protesters that are protesting, they should come down real hard on the people doing the stealing, because that's nullifying their protest. And that's happened before too. You know, you get the you know, all countries have had the race protests where people have protested for equal rights and protested against discrimination. And when you get a minority of people who start smashing windows and stealing shit, that has the opposite effect, because then everybody thinks, oh, look at those black people, they're all thieves, which is what happens. You know, that's what happens. And I'm not saying that's justified, but that's what the racists do. You know, and we've seen that on YouTube this week, when the racists see a bunch of black guys, you know, we all saw that poor guy that had been beaten half to death, and he's standing there bleeding, and the guys helped him to his feet and then stole from his backpack, you know, and you know, and what happened there, all the racists jump on that and all use that as an excuse. You know, and I mean, we've seen enough. We've seen as many white people stealing stuff as we have any other colour people, but racists use that as an excuse. You know, and it's the same as the country thing. You know what happens? There's riots in America, and everybody goes, "Look how violent Americans are." You know. So anyway, I'm sort of veering off the track a bit, but it's all connected to the same thing, guys. There's a cost. You know, when we steal, when we do the wrong thing, there's a cost. Now, that could be a direct and immediate cost. Steal something right now, 5 seconds later you get caught by the cops and you get the cost immediately. Or there could be a delayed cost with your own image of yourself, or the people around you, the image of you. You know, you're some 16-year-old dude there stealing shit with your friends. 10 years time, that mate of yours, that friend of yours, or that person who's watching could end up being some important person in a company. You walk in there and try and get a job, and then they go, oh no, don't give him a job, he's a thief. It happens. It's a small world, and stuff changes. And when you're 16-year-old, you don't give a shit. You're just thinking about getting the money out of the Coke machine, or, you know, stealing the pair of Nikes or something, and you don't really give a shit about next week. But next week will come, and next year will come, and 10 years from now will come. And I've seen this, guys. You know, I get told all the time how lucky I am. Geez, you're lucky living in Japan and living a great life and flying aeroplanes and doing all those great things. You're so lucky. No, I'm not lucky. I made a series of good choices. If I had a criminal record, I wouldn't be here. If I hadn't worked hard for what I have and what I've done. If I didn't work 60 hours a week, you know, for a number of years and put in the hard yards, I wouldn't be here. I certainly wouldn't be here through stealing. You know, if I spent my life stealing stuff, I wouldn't be here. You know, I guarantee you there's no successful person in your life, or no successful person that you know who leads a good life and a good and happy life and successful life and is a happy and successful person who's got there by stealing. You know, there's a few people that have got ahead a little bit short term by stealing, but it always bites them eventually. Whether that's the dude stealing from the Coke machine or the white collar guy who's been stealing, you know, millions of dollars from his company, sooner or later they pay a price. And once again, even if the price isn't going to jail, they know. There's a big difference, guys, between making a video that you can be proud of because you made it yourself and stealing it and putting your name on it. And there's a difference between buying a pair of Nikes, walking into a shop, trying on the Nikes, getting the set you like, paying for them and walking out the door, and going in and stealing them. Because every time you put those shoes on, if you paid for them, every time you put them on, walk out of the house, you feel good. If you stole them, you know, you might say to your friends, yeah man, I ripped off these Nikes, how cool am I? But you know you stole those Nikes, and you know you're a loser because you didn't pay for them. You didn't earn the money to pay for them, you just stole them, you know? So you think that because it's from a big company you can get away with it, but no, you're not getting away with it. So guys, if there's anybody still watching, I hope there's just, if one person who's watched this has thought about what I'm saying and thought, yeah, he's right, it's not worth it. It's not worth it being a thief just to get a $1 can of Coke. You know, it's not worth it being a thief just to get a pair of shoes. Keep the ratty pair of shoes you're wearing and don't steal, and you'll be happier. That new pair of Nikes won't make you happy. That $1 can of Coke isn't going to make you happy if you steal it. Not if you steal it. You're much better off going without the Coke and not being a thieving loser. And not stealing the shoes, wearing an older pair of shoes, but you can feel good about yourself because you're not a thieving loser. So, you know, if just one person who's watched this video, if just one person is still watching this video and has thought, geez, you know, he's right, I want to feel good about myself, I want to be a real man, I want to be the guy that goes out and kills the dinosaur and brings it back, not the one that sneaks up from behind and steals some, you know? Do you want to be a leech that comes and sucks off someone else, or do you want to be the real man who goes out there and actually earns it? You know, get a job, do the job, earn the money, walk into the shop, say, I'll take those Nikes, please. And you'll have a happier life. You'll be a much happier person. And then in the future, people will be saying to you, geez, you're lucky. Look what you've done. You're really lucky. And you can tell them, no, I'm not lucky. I just made a series of good decisions. And, you know, I didn't go down the track of being a thieving loser. I made the right choices. So, more videos coming soon.